So the next part of higher straight line is to be able to calculate the midpoint of a line. The midpoint is the point halfway between two other points on the same line segment. So our formula for 2 points x1, y1 and x2, y2 to calculate the midpoint, we're going to find the mean of the x coordinates. So we're going to do x1 plus x2 divided by 2. And then we're going to calculate the mean of the y coordinates by doing y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So if we have a look at an example, we're going to find the midpoint of the points A, -3, 7, and B, 2, -9. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to write down the formula. So we've got m equals, and we've got x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and we've got y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Now, if we choose coordinate A to give us our x1 and y1 values, and coordinate B to give us our x2 and y2 values, then we can substitute them into our formula. So x1 was -3, and we're going to add on x2, which is 2, and we're going to divide by 2, and y1 was 7, and we're going to add on -9, and again we're going to divide by 2. So -3 plus 2 gives us -1, and divided by 2 gives us -0.5. And 7 plus -9 gives us -2, and divided by 2 gives us -1. So therefore, m is going to be the coordinate -0.5, -1. Now, what happens if we're given one of the points on the line segment and the midpoint? How do we go about working out the coordinates of B? Well, again, there are two ways that we can do this. First of all, we can do it algebraically, or secondly, we can do it graphically, and I'm going to show you how to do both of those ways. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use the formula. We're going to split it up into the x coordinate and the y coordinate separately. So if we think about it, to work out the x coordinate of the midpoint, we've got x1 plus x2 over 2 equals the x coordinate of our midpoint, and we know that y1 plus y2 divided by 2 is going to give us the y coordinate of our midpoint. So if we go back to the question, we've got point A, so again we're going to let this be x1 and y1. This time we've got the midpoint, so this can be our xm and our ym, and then we want to work out B, which is going to be our x2, y2. So let's substitute in our values. So we've got -2 plus x2 divided by 2 is going to give us the value of 4 for our x coordinate. So then we're just going to solve that equation. We're going to multiply both sides by 2 to get -2 plus x2 equals 8, and then we're going to add 2 to both sides to isolate x2, and so that gives us an x coordinate for B of 10. And then we're going to do the same thing with the y coordinates. So this time we've got 7 plus y2 over 2, and this time it's going to give us a value of -2 for our midpoint. So we're going to multiply both sides by 2 and get 7 plus y2 equals -4. Then we're going to take away 7 from each side to isolate y2 and get -11. So the coordinates of B, and remember you need to write them as a coordinate, are 10, -11. Now I said we could do it graphically as well. So let's draw ourselves a sketch, and then we're going to use the process of working out how we get from x of A to the x coordinate of M, and then we're going to repeat that same step to get to the x coordinate of B, because if M is the midpoint, then you have to be doing the same journey twice to get to B. So let's get a different color. If we have A as -2, 7 here, that's point A, we're going to put M here, and M is our coordinate for -2, and that's M. So we know that B is going to have to be down here somewhere, and that is going to be our B coordinate. And they're all on the same line segment. Now, what is the journey to get from -2 to 4? So if you think about it, we're adding 6. So that means we need to add 6. So we're going to get a value of 4 plus 6, which is 10. Then if we have a look at how do we get from the 7 down to the -2, we're taking away 9. So if we take away 9, we're going to get -11. And so you can see that our B coordinate is exactly the same as the B coordinate doing it algebraically.